Hey guys, Marty Schindler here, and today I'm going to do a Photoshop tutorial on some photo manipulation. Nothing really that advanced like some you've seen. There's some compilation videos on YouTube with some cool ones, but this is just a little easy one you can do. Anyway, this is what it looks like. It'll be like something like one of these two that I just did really quick, and it's nothing you can't do, so it's really easy. So without further ado, let's do it. I'm going to exit these first, and then I'm going to drag in my two pictures over here that I started with into Photoshop. I'm going to go a little faster on this one, so if you don't understand what I'm doing, you can look back on other videos and maybe you'll get it a little more. So I have the lion and my apple. Now we'll be able to change the colors of the apple later and stuff like that, so don't worry about that right now. Let's take our background layer from our lion picture. By the way, both these pictures are linked to the right of this video. We're going to double click OK, so we turn it into a layer. Then we're going to drag the layer over the apple layer, so it looks like that. Now let's make this space now. We're going to make this window a little bigger, and we're going to exit this lion one because we don't need it. Basically, we just want them both in the same window. That's what we're working with there. Now you can see we're going to need to, well, let's make our apple background layer a layer itself, like that. Just double click, OK. Turn our opacity of our lion layer down just enough so we can see through to see the apple. Something like 50, 60%, something like that. And then it looks like this, and you can see that I can either make the lion picture bigger or the apple smaller, and I'm going to make the apple smaller because it'll look better. It won't change the resolution that much more if I were to make the lion picture bigger, if you see what I mean. So we're going to go to our apple layer and Control T, and then we're going to shift and click until we find a good size. Make sure you shift and don't screw it up like I just did. So if you always screw up, just Control Z and you're back where you were. Whoa. There we go. Okay. Hold on a second. Then just compare the jaws with, yeah, that's what we're going to do. So compare the jaws with the apple and see which size you want, which is what I'm doing right now. You can always change it later, of course, but it's good just to have an idea. So I'm going to make it a little bit smaller right there. Click Enter, and we got something that looks something like this. Now what I'm going to do right now is go to my lion layer, although it doesn't matter, and I'm just going to crop it down to about just like that size, so we have what we need right there. Then I'm going to go to my zoom tool and right click and go to actual pixels so we can see what we're doing there. Wish I could make this. I'm going to zoom out actually one more. There we go. Then I'm going to go to my lion layer. Make sure you're on your lion layer or whatever animal you're doing, which is probably this one I'm imagining, since I'm doing it. Then I'm just going to go to my eraser tool. Obviously there's a better way to do this, but for now, this is the way I'm going to do it. So, whatever. Anyway, go to my eraser tool. I'm going to make it a little bigger and turn the hardness to like 30% or something. And then I'm just going to start erasing the parts I don't need. Now make sure you keep the eyes and the mouth, obviously. So be careful where you are erasing at. If you want to be more careful, just turn the hardness up and the diameter down. And then you have a more exact location to do this at. So again, just keep going around until you do it. You might want to change your line layer to 100% opacity so you can actually see what you're doing. I kind of forgot to say that, but so just outline your eyes like so. You can see how this is gonna work, I'm assuming. And I'm gonna turn my hardness down quite a bit to get more of a feathered thing. I could probably just feather this in the first place, but you know, to make it a little easier on some beginner people, this is an easy way to do it. It's just going around and changing this. If you make a mistake, just Control Z. If it's too far back, you might want to just well, I don't know. I really don't know. So this is taking a bit, and I'm sure you're getting impatient. Okay, so what we really were going for there right there is just to separate the mouth and the eyes, so we can select our eyes. Yeah, I know they look bad, but that's fine right now. So just select your eyes. Actually, let's get rid of a little bit more right here. There we go. Then just select your eyes in a marquee or anything like that, and then right-click and go to New Layer via Cut, or Layer via Cut. Then we made our eyeballs in a different thing so we can move them around separately. Now, you just want to go back again to your eyes. Make sure you're on your eye layer. And just make it however you want, like this. You can see the eyes are a little small compared to my other ones, so in the beginning, you might want to make your eyeballs a little bigger than the mouth itself. Anyway, you can always Control T and just make them a little bigger, though the resolution's going to be a little whack, but it's not the end of the world. And if you want your eyes separately, just go over one eye and layer via cut, and then you have both your eyes in a separate thing, so you can move them both around freely, which is a good way to do it. Now you can see there's a little bit attached to my eyes. If I move it around, you can barely see. So if you want to change your layer to dissolve, you can see the parts where you need to erase. It's a good way to tell if there's any like specks in there you don't need or anything like that. Otherwise, it's gonna get in the way of your picture a little bit. Not that much, but to an extent. I'm gonna put my layer back on normal. Sorry if I'm going a little fast. On your eye layer, you can change the options right here by this drop-down menu and dissolve, and you can see which parts you have to erase. Is basically what I meant. So I'm going to go back to normal now, and my eyes obviously look very stupid at the moment, but I'm going to put them up and move them around a tiny bit. Then we got to work on the mouth a little bit more, and find my eraser. Now I'm going to make sure my feather's pretty big right there, or my hardness is down, rather, if you want to say it that way. And that way it looks a little better when you go around it like this. I'm just going around with the brush right now, around the mouth, and making it look a little more blended. Again, a very easy way to blend stuff just like that. And if I have some little spare time here, I'm just gonna, whoa, there we go. Don't want to delete the eye entirely, you know. And then I'm gonna draw around the pupil. Like that. Okay, cool. So we got both of our things right there, or three things if you want to say it that way. And what I'm going to do now is go to our mouth layer, go to our drop-down menu. Now you can do this one of two ways. You can go to the drop-down menu and keep it on normal, and that's fine. You can experiment with some. I guess there's three ways actually. You can experiment with some, and that's cool with me obviously. And the one I've been using is hard light, and that gives it a cool look right there if you can see. So drop-down menu on layers menu and go to hard light. You can do that for both of your eyes as well, and it just makes it blend in more with the apple itself. You can see my right eye looks kind of messed up, so if I wanted to, I could just keep it on normal, which is what I'm going to do. And you can see we got a cool look right here. Now, what I can do is I'm going to right-click my first eye layer and merge down, so both my eyes are in one layer again. And I'm going to keep it like that, just so it's three layers. And I'm going to go to my apple layer last. So there's three layers. Eye layer, mouth layer, apple layer. Pretty simple. I'm going to go to my apple layer and go to Image, Adjustments, and then I'm going to go to Hue and Saturation. And I can change the saturation now to any color I want. If I wanted to do a red apple, like that. If you want to do something weird like a blue apple. Or you can do like a yellow apple, which is a little harder to find, but... And in that case... if I make it a red apple, we can always go to Image, Adjustments, Color Balance, and we can make it look a lot better just by doing that. But you got to pay attention to the shadow down there. It's going to start changing colors, so you might just want to make a selection around the apple, and it'll make it look a lot better. So anyway, that's if you want to do that. So you can see we got this going on right here, and it looks pretty cool. And if you want to just make it one layer to make it simple, right-click and go to Merge Visible if you want. And now they're all one layer. Though I wouldn't do that in case you ever want to make changes or something. So that's just an easy way to do a little photo manipulation. I guess it's not that manipulative, but yeah, you can always change it around and lower the opacity of certain layers to make it blend a little more. but I think I like it how I have it right now. And you can always resize it by going to Control T, but what you might want to do is go to Image, Adjustments, or actually it's Image Size, and then you can lower it down to whatever, like 400 or something. And then it'll get a little smaller, a little bigger, or whatever you want it to do. So that's what it looks like. If I want to blow it up to full pixels, right-click Actual Pixels. It looks like that, so... Oh my god! So that's the tutorial today. Maybe I can get another one out in a few days, or a few hours, or whatever I'm working with here. But that's just a quick photo manipulation. I know I could have done a lot of things differently on this, so you don't need to comment and be like, "Oh my god, Marty, you could have used a feather there." But, you know, I mean, it's just a different way to do it, I guess. So, I'm Marty Schindler, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial.